everybody. Let me adjust myself so y'all can see me real well. Y'all, my peoples out there. This is Anthony Brogdon. I'm a movie producer, everybody. I'm doing this film. I wrote the script. I'm directing it, producing it. I don't even think I might be in it, just a tad, walk through the screen, so on and so forth. But it's called Foot Soldiers. And it's about a teenager growing up without his father. And he got a temper. He gets put out of public school for fighting, and he has to go live in a youth home. And while at the youth home, they assign this guy a mentor, and this brother comes into his life, who he's got some situation going on too. He comes into his life because he wants to raise a man. It's his quest in life. And they assign this young man to him as his mentee, and it changes both of their lives around. So what I've decided to do in lieu of the movie is interview mentors, these people out here who are the foot soldiers in our community, to have them tell some of their story. And then also, and the highlight is to promote their organization. And what I'm going to do is in the movie, I'm going to have the organization's name and website. So after you have sat there and watched it and you saying, oh man, I think I need to be a mentor, there'll be a list throughout America of organizations that you could consider to join. So without much more on that note, check me out on my website is businessintheblack.net. And there you can see all of the stuff about the movie, the actors, and so on and so. We've already been filming it. It's probably no more than about a month left. And then 3 months or so of edit, and we'll be out. So you'll be listening out for that, called Foot Soldiers. But come on, young man, please tell us your name, the organization, and I just got a few questions.
My name is Darrell Thompson. The name of the organization that I've been with now for over 25 years is Boulder Options. We're a youth mentoring program here in Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota is our headquarters. We have Minneapolis. We serve kids in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and also in Rochester, Minnesota. And I believe, and I've been told, that we're the best mentoring program in the United States, just by our results and by the young people that have been impacted and affected by our organization.
What is mentorship? How about that one?
It's a great question. I think, Anthony, mentorship to me is somebody getting involved in the life of a young person that does not have to get involved in the life of that young person. So it can be an informal mentor, like a neighbor or someone that comes out and plays catch with the kid next door, baseball, basketball, football, or it can be a formal mentoring partnership or relationship, like a kinship or a Boulder Options or a Big Brothers and Big Sisters or a Boys and Girls Club, or a coach. But to me, as defined in a dictionary, a mentor is a wise and trusted friend, someone that's looking out for you, that believes in you and sees something in you that maybe you have not seen yet.
What made you decide to do this?
I think the piece, I was a college student athlete, and I played some professional ball as well. And one of the times in the off season, I was giving a young man a ride home, and he got to me. It was interesting. He said, you don't have to do this. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He goes, you don't have to. I don't know why you're out here. He said, you should be, in a restaurant or a bar or something like that, hanging out. He said, no. He said, you're doing this. This is something you should be doing. So
really?
That young kid, and I don't even remember his name. He got out of my car and we just chatted. This is the olden days. I didn't even do background checks. I just drive kids home. Now they'd be like, hey, let's check them out. I was just driving kids around, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I dropped them off. He got to me, and both of my parents were mentors and still are mentors. My mom passed away, so she's not doing anymore, obviously, but my dad, still a mentor, still very, very compassionate about the community. And both of my parents always had young people around our house.
Let me ask you this. How do you start your mentor to get to a person? On a personal level? How you see a guy, and then what's your first introduction to hoping that might grow into something? let's say?
What makes Boulder Options unique from other mentoring programs across the world is that we do activities with our youth. So we run with our youth, we bike with our youth, we have what we call the Healthy Habits curriculum. So speakers come talk to the youth about health, goal setting, sexuality, anger management, nutritional, financial literacy. So all those topics get touched over the course of a year. And then our mentors get together with the youth 1 or 2 times per week for a year for the first phase of our program. So between the curriculum, the getting together with every week, and then we also have what we call goals. Maybe it's old school, but we set goals with our youth: 1 physical goal, 1 educational goal, and 1 social emotional goal that they work towards over the course of the year. They meet those goals, they graduate our program. So we're really trying to bombard our youth with as many positive activities as possible over the course of a year, with the goal being that one of those is going to light the fire. They're going to become a writer, they're going to become a speaker, they're going to become a playwright, they're going to become a mathematician, they're going to become a lawyer, they're going to, just to start the light the few, maybe they become a runner, biker, athlete, basketball player, football player. We don't really care. We just want to be positive, community minded, caring, giving back, young ladies and young men. And we're 50-50. We're almost like 50% young ladies and 50% young men.
Oh, okay. The organization, are you the founder of it, or how long has it been going? What's
30 years. Yeah, next year will be 30 years for our organization here in the Twin Cities. I'm not the founder. The founder is a gentleman by the name of Bill Steele. He was a runner and a heavy smoker, and he found out that smoking and running did not mix.
Yeah.
So he started running, and then he found out he couldn't smoke, and he read about Boulder Options in a magazine, and he brought the program here almost 30 years ago this December. And from there, we've grown. I was the first full-time employee. So I was part-time, then I was full-time, and now we have a staff of 16 people here between the Twin Cities and Rochester that are, recruiting, training. We have fundraising and that type of stuff as well now too. But the recruitment, the training, and all the activities that go on in our program they're always happening.
Well, how do you find the mentees?
Well, the mentees is easy. They get referred to us from the schools, the social workers, the counselors. Though that's where we get our youth from. And then the mentors, that's a lot more tougher.
Yeah,
so that's running stores, biking stores, health clubs. The majority of our mentors come from word of mouth. So like activities like this, where we get an opportunity to put Boulder Options on a platform.
Yeah, sure.
More people get to learn about it. So we really appreciate it and know that, the number one way to get somebody to do something is for me to come ask you.
Yeah,
if I come and talk to you about my program, but hey, Anthony, let me tell you a little something about Boulder Options.
Yeah, sure.
There's much, much more likely to have an opportunity for you to get engaged. And if you just read about it on your phone or your tablets, or you walk by a flyer in a health club, that's much so. The word of mouth is the most powerful tool that we have.
You alluded to it earlier of the young man getting in your car, but give me an example of something that a young man or even young lady mentee has said to you that, let's say, could have brought you to tears.
Well, it's not as much, Anthony, it's not so much about what they said to me, it's the actions.
I love it.
To me, actions speak louder than words. And I can remember I was just talking to this young guy last week. He was one of the first mentees on my caseload, and I had his picture popped up on my computer because we talk to alumni every once in a while. And this was a young man that went through our program, when we were really, really small in the beginning, like 25 years ago. And we stayed in touch, went to lunch every once in a while. He ended up going in the military, and I'm supportive, military is great. Went in the military, came out of the military, got married, he had a child. And it's interesting because he was calling me. This is like almost 17 or 18 years ago. He's calling me, and my kids were little. My wife and I got 4 kids. We got basketball and football and soccer, all these things going on. I was like, she said, you know what? He really wants you to come over for some reason. And I was like, I know, he keeps inviting me. So he lived like about, probably 15 minutes from my house. So it wasn't a very big deal. So anyways, on Saturday morning, I show up at his house like around 11 o'clock, and he shows up at the front door with the baby. it was his child that he wanted me to see. It was her first birthday party. So I never, and he was proud. He had made he had a little grill. He had little chicken wings, hamburgers, and cake and stuff like that. And I was like, hey man, I said, that's why we're here, So I went to a handful of her birthday parties. Now she's actually just graduated from high school and she's a sophomore in college. And her birthday parties meant more to me than they did to her and to him because I was at her first one. So that's one of my favorite stories that comes to life, and it's still alive because he's still alive. Obviously, she's thriving, and if not for bolder options, it might not be. He was going down a path of destruction. We talked about getting guns and why he shouldn't get a gun, and he told me why he didn't need a gun. I said, well, once he told me why he didn't need a gun, then it's like, so I guess you don't need a gun. So those types of conversations were conversations that myself and this young man had, 24 or 25 years ago.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. One of the things that happens in the mentorship thing is having to deal with the parent. Sometimes the mother doesn't know how to respond to a guy coming in their kid's life, or sometimes the father who is absent but hears of a mentor, being in his son's life, wants to have some kind of response. And maybe that response is, hey, who are you to think you better than me? The stories. How do you address that?
Just by being really upfront about it from the beginning. If the mom asks for help, so we're coming in, we come in and we're asset-based organization. We're going to talk about the goal setting. We're going to talk about positive relationships. We're going to talk about positive activity, positive food. Everything we do is from an asset base. We're trying to add on to this young lady's or young man's life. So we're not coming in to be another father. We're not coming in to be another mother. We're coming in to be an asset, a friend, a mentor, a wise and trusted friend, someone that cares about you and has your best interest at heart. And if that parent has a problem with that, then we sit down and talk to them. So we're here, we're on the same team. We are on the same team for trying to benefit this young lady or this young man. And that's all that we care about. And same with our staff. Right. Sometimes, we train the mentors that you cannot come in with the savior mentality. I'm going to come in and save this young lady or save this young man. You got to come in with an attitude that I'm going to come alongside you. We're going to work towards some goals, hopefully open your eyes, help you realize the importance of education, the importance of relationships, the importance of setting goals and achieving goals. And more than that, working towards goals. You're not going to achieve every goal, but working towards all those goals will help you be a much, much better person for the rest of your life.
I got a question for you, and it just popped in mind. Let's say this is going to be somewhat of the last question. Let's say you had a mentee that did not do right, that did not follow through, that did not, and just did not listen. Are you a failure for that, or what's your perspective on that?
Well, I mean, I don't think you're not a failure if the mentor-mentee relationship didn't work out. One of our main practices here, and one of the things we talked about, is listening, guiding, and being there for someone to work through those issues, because something's not working. Something's not working in that relationship where they are not either there when you show up, or there's something that's going on, and we try to get around them enough and ask enough questions early where we can try to at least head some of those things off. In between, typically our program coordinator, the case manager on that young lady or young man, and the mentor, that's enough of a tag team. Usually with the parent, there's usually one good parent or caregiver that's here. So you're actually picking up two people in their life, their case coordinator, and you're picking up the mentor. We're not just sending the mentors out there on their own. You got a case coordinator that's gonna call, is gonna check in monthly, sometimes weekly. He's gonna troubleshoot, gonna talk about the activities and the events and all those different things, so that we can get around them and try to get those guardrails up early, so that when they bump into one, they're like, oh yeah, they told me that. I'm like, oh yeah, come on back. Hey, we got something Wednesday. Hey, we got something going on Saturday. Hey, next Thursday night's career night. Hey, next Saturday night, we got cooking night. We're gonna cook Somali food. We're gonna cook Puerto Rican food. We're gonna, hey, we tried to, hey, let's keep it going fun. Give you something to look forward to all the time. And graduate. What's more important than when I pat Anthony on the back? Anthony, you did a great job today. So fun hanging out with you. As many positivity is the key to life. Someone tells me you can't do something, then you can't do. Someone tells you can't do it. You're like, yeah, I'll put a little extra effort. Oh man, I skinned my knee. Let me get up. Put some water on and I'll keep on trucking. But otherwise,
I love it.
Stuff happens.
Your organization is based on them the kids coming to the programs that you set up for them.
We go to the youth.
Yeah,
we go pick them up, and we will run or bike in their neighborhood. We'll pick them up. They'll come here to our building. They'll do activities, be it yoga, jazzercise, nutrition, financial literacy, all those things. So we go to the youth, and then the youth come here, and then we also do a lot of things with the entire family. We invite the family to come to events. We have an open house every summer where we have food and neighborhood and music. And
I got you.
Yeah, we are a community at Boulder Options.
I got you. What? How about this one? How many more mentors would you like to have? 100.
That's our goal. We'll work this year with 100 to maybe 125 new. If we could get to 200, I think with Minnesota and the way our world is right now, and being, my office is about 20 blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered. So I know it. We've seen it. We lived it. We were here through the protests, the displays, the riots, the anger, the frustration. So you put 200 more people working with kids in the community. We work on closing the achievement gap, giving these kids opportunity. When people are frustrated, that's what one of my sons said during the protest. He said, they just say F it and they tip over the table. The rules aren't fair.
Yeah.
You got all this is not fair, that's not fair. Then F it.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna keep on jabbing me and you got my hands tied behind my back, you're telling me, pick myself up by my bootstraps.
Yeah.
Number one, you're jabbing me. Number two, my hands are behind my back. I want to have the same opportunity that you have. And we try it now. We do provide our youth with opportunity.
I love
internships, opportunity, goal setting, knowledge, financial literacy, all those things. Once you get those pieces in your head,
I love it.
Mentors and positive people, then you can do something.
I love it. What is your website, and how do people contact you to be involved, both as a mentee and as a mentor?
BoulderOptions.org is our website. You can get all the information you want out there. You can get to us, you can get to me, and also you can follow us on our social media. Boulder Options we have a Twitter handle, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook page, and we have a LinkedIn as well. So we're on all the social media platforms. You can go to our website, get information, or you can reach us at 612-379-BOLD. BOLD.
I love it. One more question that comes to mind. Is there a motto that you live by? A mantra? What I mean? All it
takes, Anthony, all it takes is all you got. I've been using that since I was a kid, when I was trying to play ball in college, through the time when I played professionally. So I'm not going to ask you for anything more than you can give me. So all I'm saying, all it takes is all you got. And that's how we're going to get there.
Love it. Thank you so very much for doing this with me. Hey, thanks, man.
I look forward to it, Anthony, man. Take care. Keep up the great work. I'll be following you.
You got it. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. Take care.